Hello all, YouTubers. Shadow of Logic here. I haven't posted a video in a week or two, and I've been doing a lot of reading and a lot of research. And if you see my other videos, you know I try and base my discussions on logical explanations of the Church of Scientology and the group of Anon. So in studying disconnection and the RPF policies of Scientology, I've put a couple videos together, but I haven't posted them yet. And my thoughts were, after reading some information last night, that it would be timely to post a video concerning why Anon is doing what it's doing. Why Anon? Why now? Why is this happening? Scientology comes out and calls them religious bigots, calls it a hate group. If you've seen my previous videos, you've seen that I discussed that. But being that there's a worldwide protest on the 15th of March, just a few days away, I thought it'd be appropriate to discuss why Anon is doing this. And if you were to just look at a couple of videos, I hope maybe you look at this one and see why Anon is doing this. Certainly it started out as just that Scientology had removed some information off the website and it was a freedom of speech issue. Anon took offense to Scientology not allowing people to see information about their religion and started a campaign against the Church of Scientology. But quickly it has changed. And while Scientology will say that Anon is against religious freedom, what Anon is against is the abuses that people have had at the hands of the organization known as Scientology. This is not about the people. This is not about freedom of religion. You can believe whatever you want to believe. You know, Scientology, most of us have read, maybe has some very interesting beliefs. As far as I'm concerned, and I believe as far as Anon's concerned, you could believe that there's going to be an uprising of grasshoppers in the world, and they're going to rise up and take over the world, and you need to praise grasshoppers for your salvation. Hey man, if that's what you want to study and that's what you want to believe, that is completely up to you. But if the organization of grasshoppers abuses its people in the way that Scientology abuses its people, Anon and others will be right there trying to fight against those abuses, and that's what this is about. I'm going to give you a case in point, or an example. Let's say you're walking down the street, and picture yourself walking down the street, you're walking on a sidewalk, maybe taking a walk, and there's a group of children playing, and you watch a gentleman come out and abuse one of the children. And you're astounded by what you see. Maybe he's beating him inappropriately. Maybe the child is screaming and crying. And what if he takes that child, puts him in a car, and drives away? And you think, my gosh, I think I just saw an abduction. I think I just saw, the parents are going to be upset. What would you do? A lot of you would step in, maybe call 911, try and find out what's going on, if you saw that happen in front of your face. Choose another example. Let's say you're having some monetary issues, you're kind of down on your luck, maybe you lost your job and you had to move in maybe with a friend of yours. And let's say your friend says, yeah, come on, move in, you can stay for a while, whatever, I'll put you up and I'll feed you and I'll do all these things for you. And you say, well, I really appreciate that, because I'm down and out. So you're down and out on your luck and you live with them, but you know what? You start to find out that this guy's making you work 60, 80, 70 hours a week working on his house. He's remodeling his house and you're doing all the work. You're tearing up walls, you're painting, you're painting the exterior, you're doing all these things 70, 80 hours a week. And what's he giving you? He's giving you a little free room and board and maybe 20 bucks a week to spend. And then on top of that, you find out that every time you get a letter from anybody, your parents, your friends, any of your expenses, maybe you got a Visa card, the mail's opened and looked at, which is a federal offense. It's a federal offense to open somebody else's mail. And the mail's read, and it's questioned. He's questioning, why did you charge $20 at this or that on your credit card? And every phone call you have is listened to. Can you imagine living like that? Well, you know what? It happens every day. It happens every day in the cult of Scientology. Every day, people's mail is opened. Every day, people's conversations are listened to. Every day, people are taken away from their families, disconnected from their families, and they can't talk to them again because of the Church of Scientology. Now, can you imagine that happening in front of your eyes? Can you imagine it happening to you? When you put it in realistic terms like that, when you make a logical sequence of it, you can understand that why Anon fights this. Why Anon is up against this so-called religion, this cult that treats people the way they do. My God, the family members of David Miscavige himself are disconnected from each other. You know, I mean, it's just amazing the things I read. I'm going to have some things up in the corner, some links that you could look at, and you could do your own research. But before you sit and say that Anon is this and Anon is that, I want you to understand why Anon is doing what they're doing. They're doing this because there are people being abused by this organization every day. I'm going to link Xenu TV. There's a discussion on there with a Mr. Hawkins. This is very interesting to listen to. Somebody that's been in the organization for 35 years. This is where the proof comes from, guys. Where the real proof comes from is the people that were in the organization for years and years and years. There's also, I'm going to link a letter from yesterday that was posted, a press release that was posted by a mother who would like to see her daughter again. And her daughter will not be released to see her mother by the cult of Scientology. Those are the things that are happening over and over and over. I'm also going to put a link up there for a new website about the children of Scientology. That 2 children of Scientologists that have been disconnected from their families have put together a site where people can meet and discuss the abuses that have gone on, and it's a lot of reading worth doing. So that's where the simple proof comes in, folks. Obviously, you have to make up your own mind. You have to look for yourself and decide, and don't let anybody tell you what to do. But I hope when you do, you'll understand why Anon is doing what it's doing and maybe get involved. Because that's what this is about, is educating people, getting involved, and trying to help those that are being abused by this organization. My last words are, I want to say good luck to Anon this weekend with the 15th of March, with the what they call the Ides of March. Good luck to Anon in what they are doing this weekend in protesting the cult of Scientology, in trying to make people aware that there is a way out, and also in assembling a program for next month about disconnection, which I think is very, very timely. I'm going to leave you with this point. I'm going to move this camera. That's the sunrise. Pretty interesting, isn't it? There's a marsh, tide's going out, it's a sunrise, birds are flying around. It's a pretty picture. You know what? There are hundreds of people in Clearwater, Florida that could see that every day. But they don't, because they're locked into a hotel, they're locked in a room, they're in RPF, made to do chores for hours and hours and hours every day. They don't see the light of day. Don't stand aside and allow people to have this happen to them day after day after day. That's all I'm going to say for today. We'll see you next time.